Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to Copenhagen, and welcome to this webinar. We're so excited to host this webinar today. My name is Anne, and I will be moderating this. And with me, I have Sushant. Just a little information, this webinar will be recorded, and during the webinar, if you have any questions or have something that we need to dive into, please let us know and put into the chat the questions that you have. So I would actually like to see if the chat is working, because this is the first time we're using this service. So if you let me know where you're from, that would be so nice. Hey, thank you, Janik. And it's very nice to know a little bit about where you're from. Yeah, from Denmark, because we do have a lot of attendees from Europe. So it's so nice to have you all from UK and Leipzig and all. So this is great. Thank you. So today we're going to talk a little bit about subscription in an e-commerce setup, and we're going to talk about a little bit about the situation, about the complexity, and then we're going to do a deep dive. Sushant will present something. Sushant, will you talk about yourself?
Sorry. Hi everyone, this is Sushant here. I work as a product manager at Billwerk. A lot of features that we've seen evolve over the last couple of months. Me and the team have been working closely on improving them, and there are some new exciting features that we are working on that will be available shortly. And in today's webinar, I'm going to talk to you about how to set up the Billwerk Plus optimized product, how to make the best use of the features that we have. I guess some of you have already created your test accounts. So this is an opportunity to probably go slightly more deeper in what all is possible with the product, what are some of the hidden features. And as Anne said, don't hesitate to post questions in the chat. I'm also looking forward to your feedback about the features and functionalities that we have in the product.
We need to have a sound check on you, Sushant, okay. Because people can't hear you. So maybe you can set something up.
Maybe. Is this better now? Is my sound better?
Frederick, sound or David?
Not great. Maybe you need to mute yourself. Is this still bad? How about now? Is it still pretty bad? It's just the two of us in the room, so.
Okay,
nice. Great. Finally, we sorted it out. Great.
So we'll change, right? So when I talk, I'll my mic and vice versa.
True. I mean, what's a webinar without some tech issues?
Exactly. Yeah, then it's not a true webinar, right?
True.
Must be in there.
Which also tells you that this is not recorded, so it's live.
Yeah, that's true. I would like to say something. Great, because I have a little slide about me, but that's not so relevant. Just wanted to let you know that I'm here in Denmark and working with marketing. I talk to a lot of customers, and I also talk a lot to our support team and sales team. So I got a pretty good view of understanding some of the troubles and some of the issues that's in the market right now. And what we've been talking very much about is being on top of the demand that is required right now. Because what I heard from my boss actually is that, Amazon is doing something about subscription that's changing the way we see things today. And also in regards to Temu, that's actually threatened the e-commerce business as not only, the cost per lead increased dramatically, but also in regards to the conversion rate. And big players on the market like Google and Amazon are really, giving a hard time to get that every new customer in. We also know that third-party data is short-term, and we actually never know exactly when they will sunset that cookie thingy. And then there's also about the personality and about, doing the personalized thing. People are requiring more and more personal stuff. And it's like, it's a new way of going to market every day. It's a new challenge every day, how to get out to your audience. And for e-commerce, we just learned that it can be tough, and things have changed. So we work a lot with that mix, right? And we have some customers that actually have that mix of different kind of subscriptions, which I found very interesting, because it's not like there's one that fits all, but it's like everyone finds their own game to be in here, and everyone finds their own model. So we try to box it, but that's not quite possible. But we do have some, e-commerce that are working with membership, like Saxo. It's actually a big book e-commerce here in Denmark that has set up a membership where you can get like free delivery, or you can get discount, or you can get bonus points, and you can also have access to the app with their ebooks. And then there's also, the champagne bottle, that champagne box thing, where you every month get a box of champagne. And who doesn't like that? I mean, I think that's the greatest. But that's like up to the merchant, up to champagne, to actually provide that box and give the audience some surprise, some extra knowledge, some service, and some luxury that they might not buy that bottle if they just come across it. But having this subscription gives them both an opportunity to taste something new, but also to maybe, spoil themselves a little bit by having champagne every month. Why? Matas is also very known in Denmark, is doing these consumables boxes where you can actually subscribe to the things that you need, meaning that your makeup remover, your body cream or shampoo or razor blades or whatever you need, you can actually subscribe to that. So that's 100% personalized, which is, I really think, is a new game in the market and a new way to set up subscription. But it, of course, needs some reconstruction, but also, it's very interesting to see how that actually moves forward. So, and then we have another way of doing subscription, which is like front in line. We actually have some car merchants that we don't sell, cars by our gateway, I wouldn't purchase. But what we do for them is that we have a subscription service that actually provides access to, get in front of line when you have to change your wires in regards to changing the weather, if it's like summer and winter, of course, and also have that service coming in. That's like a subscription that they run on. And that's quite interesting. Also changing into subscribing to actually have a car and not just own a car. So there's different changes and also a variety of models that you can set up. So, and now the thing that I'm looking forward to, Sushant, that is you doing a demo.
Sure. You need to mute yourself so that I can. Can everybody hear me now? I guess yes. No.
Yay.
Okay, great. Finally.
Thanks.
Nice. All right, there's a lot to go through the platform today, so I'll try and be as quick as possible, just to also keep the interest and keep it engaging. If you get stuck at any point in time, or if you have a question, just write in the chat box. We'll try and sort of address it while in the flow, but if not, we will have plenty of time during the during this webinar. We've, I think, blocked good 10-15 minutes at the end of it, where we'll sort of specifically do Q&A. All right, I guess many of you have already signed up and created an account, and this is how the account, this is how the product looks like when you are already in. What you see right now is the dashboard, which is currently sort of in work in progress. You can see a lot of KPIs, etc., that will be visible to you once you start using the platform in full-fledged manner. I think what's important is how to kind of get started with the optimized product. So pretty much all the brain of the product, or everything, resides in the configuration section. So once you are inside Billwerk plus Optimize, you directly jump into the configurations part, and this is where you will see all the different features and functionality that are available to you to set up your sort of subscription business. So let's kind of very quickly get into the main and the most important part, which is the plans. So plans is where you define your different subscription plans and your offerings, and what exactly are you going to offer to your customers on a recurring basis. So you come into the platform, you click on new, and this is where you set up your plan information. So you can have a name, a description, and you can have a dunning plan. So a dunning plan is nothing but how would you want your customers to be reminded if they have missed a particular payment or not. Again, we can go into the details of that, but I'll try and kind of be slightly concise right now, and then we can go into the specifics if you have more question. This is the pricing part, where you can define what the price of your plan is, and you can decide if you want to apply a VAT rate or not. We have a really beautiful feature here, where you can define the VAT rate of your plan. What you can do is you can have different VAT rates for different countries, and that's something that you can define in the tax management section. And if not, you can always override that functionality by just defining a VAT rate at the time of creation of the plan. So you can just say, I want to define a 19% VAT rate for this particular subscription plan. Then comes the billing configuration, as when do you want the billing to run. So we have here a couple of options here. You can bill on every day, every month, on a fixed day of a week, or a fixed day of a month. I'm going to choose this option and say bill it on a fixed day of a month. And then I want to say that I want to bill every month, and I want to decide on which day of the month I would want the customer to be billed. And here I choose 5. We also have options to define the partial period handling as well as the proration settings. This you can again choose if you want to bill for a full period, a zero amount, or if you don't want to consider partial period at all. And you can also define what is the minimum contract period that you want to have for your subscription plan. Then you can, of course, define how many billing cycles you want. If you want to add a trial or not, you can choose what is the duration of your trial, if you want it in months or days. And if you also want to have additionally a setup fee on top of a subscription plan. Quite a few merchants have this requirement. I guess you might also have that there is a certain kind of a cost you want to charge, which is only one time. And that's something that you want to collect at the very beginning or the start of the subscription plan itself. So that's something that you can define for this particular plan. We've also recently just finished developing this new feature called as entitlements. I can see it, you all can see it because you're on this webinar. This feature will be live shortly. So I won't be covering it right now, but once this is live, you will find the documentation of it on our platform. For now, the APIs for this are already available, so you can already set and create entitlements for a plan, add-on, and at a subscription level. Add-ons are nothing but benefits or perks and privileges that you want to define for a particular plan. So let's see, let me kind of just create a test plan, and I'm going to say create. Similar to plan, we also have add-ons. So, you might have, let's take a phone contract example, and you would have a plan which is you're paying for a talk time every month, and then on top of it, let's say you've subscribed for a 5 GB data pack, or if you've subscribed for a champagne subscription service, but on top of it, you also want a bottle of vodka delivered along with champagne, if that's something that you like. So again, you can define a different kind of add-on. You can configure the name. You can define if it's going to be a switch on, switch off, or if you want to define quantities, you can define the price. You can define the VAT rate, and then you can choose if you want this particular add-on to be available for all the plans, or if you want this add-on to be available only for specific plans. And you can go ahead and create it. You also have the possibility to create discounts. And by that, you can either define discounts for a fixed price level or at a percentage level. Let's say 5. One more thing I forgot to mention is that we've recently launched this feature called as multi-currency. So as you can see, we have pretty much all the currencies in the world that are available. So you can define your plans in all the currencies that are possible. So you can define it in euro, Danish krones, US dollar, whichever currency that you are selling your products in. So that's this is something that is available across on plans, add-ons, discounts everywhere. So maybe let me just say euros. And I'm going to also choose where all can I apply this discount. You can choose where this discount is applied. You can only choose to apply it at certain parts of the cost, or you can say everywhere. And then you can also define if you want it, the same coupon to be run for an infinite number of time, especially with marketing campaigns, etc. I think you have certain coupons you want them to run forever, and you also have a lot of these couponing websites which they farm these coupons, and a lot of people who kind of buy stuff, they're always like, can I get a 10% discount? So you can define these discounts and have them on these different affiliate websites, so nice. That you can always be assured that somebody is going to be not go away because they couldn't find a discount coupon. And the same discount, you can also kind of define it at a coupon level. So let's say I have a coupon that I've created, and I want to say that I have created a discount, and I want to say that, hey, I want this to be sort of a coupon code, which I can then give out to my partners, affiliates, anyone. And this could have like a coupon code that says June 20, and the discounting logic is defined in the discount, and the coupon is where the coupon information is stored as to what code it is. So you can then say, okay, June code is connected to this particular discount, and this code, I want this to be available on all the plans. You can also decide when you want how long this coupon to be valid, because quite often that happens is you release a discount or a coupon code, and then you don't set an expiry date to it, and then just like it's available forever. Exactly. And then you can also decide how many times can it be redeemed.
So you can actually define that, because a lot of potential new customer might redeem it.
Exactly. And then you can also define if this coupon code should be only once per customer, once per subscription, or once per plan, because quite happens that you may buy the plan, cancel it, buy it again. Then can you keep getting that discount again and again? I think a lot of these hacks people try. And I think some companies often allow, because for them it's fine. It's kind of a way to acquire or keep acquiring new customers. This is where you set up your plans, add-ons, discounts, and coupons. And I think now we come to the part where, if let's say you don't have your own platform or your own sort of a setup to showcase these products or showcase these plans for you, how can Billwerk plus Optimize help you? How can our hosted pages that we keep talking about help you. But before we segue into that, I want to quickly talk about payments. I think payment methods is something that I don't want to skip because it is quite important. So yeah, so you have a question?
Yeah, we claim that the payment methods it's a very valuable thing to have to a subscription plan, and that actually converts a lot of customers if you have the right payment method. So.
Yeah, so as you can see, we have quite a bit of different payment methods that are available, which are popular across different geographies, depending on behavior. I mean, of course, like credit cards are the most used, let's say, payment methods globally. But when it comes to e-commerce, a lot of people prefer paying by PayPal, and quite often, depending on which geography your customers are coming from, or depending on the kind of product, there could be a certain payment method that is more preferred. So as you can see, we have a variety of payment methods that are available. We've also just kind of mentioned which one of them are popular in which country. So if you are, let's say, a Danish merchant and you want to sell in Switzerland, so then Twint is kind of a popular method. WeChat Pay is quite popular in China. So if you're looking at selling products in China or in Portugal, we have these payment methods available. We also have these are BNPL, buy now pay later, payment methods. Also a lot of bank direct. So once you go into the payment methods section, you will see a lot of different payment methods that we have currently available. In order to use a payment method, what you always need is an acquirer agreement. And I think that's a separate webinar in itself. I'm not sure if people can still keep hearing me and Anne's conversation, but if any of our voices or volumes are low. So yeah, coming back to payment methods, I think you always need an acquirer agreement. Maybe in a very quick nutshell, acquirer agreement is needed for us and for you to continue the payment process. So Billwerk Plus Pay, Billwerk Plus Optimize collects all the payment details from your customers, and then we need to forward it to an acquirer who then forwards it to a card scheme and a bank, and then the whole payment process is converted. That's a very simplistic explanation of how it works, and I will not dare go into the details. Sorry.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
Verity, she's raising the question, do you set payment method plan, or do you say set payment methods plan? Oh my God. Do you set payment methods per plan or universal?
Do we set up payment methods per plan? You can define which payment method you want to use for which plan in a hosted page product. So I'll come to that question when we talk about hosted pages.
Okay.
That's a good question. I'm glad that you asked that. Any other questions should we pick up? Okay. So just to maybe sum up the payment method topic, we have quite a few payment methods that are available. You obviously always need an acquirer agreement in order to be able to collect payments in the first place. If you already have an acquirer agreement, then you can always configure it in the platform directly. If you don't have an acquirer agreement for a particular payment method, our team here at Billwerk Plus can always help get you an acquirer agreement. We work with quite a few different acquirers. We work with Rapid, Clearhouse, Elevon. These are some of the popular acquirers that we work with who can get you an acquirer agreement based on the different payment methods you might be interested in. We also work with ePro quite strongly. So that's maybe all for payment methods for now. Otherwise, this becomes a...
There is a question as well. Odd, he asked, how do you deal with physical products where shipping costs come into play and you need a warehouse partner?
Interesting. We actually have an enterprise version of the product that specifically deals with physical goods. And if you have a use case for that, I would be more than happy to set up a call or maybe get on a call with you and sort of walk you through the enterprise version of our product, which specifically deals with shipping and managing of physical goods.
Nice. Christoph wants to know if it's possible to bring your own PSP or acquire.
Yes, as I said, if you already have an acquirer agreement, you can configure it already. If you have an established relationship with the PSP, we also have a variant of the product where we are integrated with different PSPs. So if you have an existing relationship or if you're working with the PSP already, that's also possible, but that's for Billwerk plus Transform.
Yeah.
And again, please shoot me an email and I will connect you to the right person in the team for that particular situation.
But for this product,
Yeah.
the PSP and the entire engine of doing subscription is combined, right?
Exactly. So we have our own payment gateway, and that's what Billwerk Plus Pay is.
Yeah.
And what is needed is an acquirer agreement. The reason why we recommend this approach is because we can always get you better rates with our acquirer. So I think it's a question of, at the end of the day, there is a certain transaction fee that you as a merchant, you're going to be paying for whatever payment method you want to use. If you have an existing arrangement with the PSP, great. But we would always be happy to talk more about how if you were to use our payment gateway, Billwerk Plus Pay, I'm sure we would be able to match or maybe get you better rates for whatever your existing relationship is.
But the benefit of using Billwerk Optimize is that you have both, right? So for e-commerce, you don't have to struggle with two different plugins or setups or doing implementation of adding a new provider for doing subscription. You actually have everything in the same.
Exactly.
And it's all handled in the same checkout.
Exactly. And then all it is a question of payment methods, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Because quite often what happens is that you identify a PSP for a particular purpose, for a particular geography, and then all of a sudden you want to go to a different geography, and then sometimes they don't support that payment method, and then you're like, oh, then do we need another PSP? So it becomes
a scattered landscape of integrations. Yeah, let's see the hosted pages. What you've been talking about.
Cool. So this is what I was talking about as how Billwerk Plus Optimize can help you showcase your products and plans directly. So what we need to do is whatever plans that you have configured, what you can do is you can create them as products. Sorry. So you can define what these plans are going to be called. So you may have like an internal nomenclature, you might want to call them, but when you present it, when you show it from a marketing point of view, you want to kind of call a different name for it.
So it's not your internal, like.
Exactly. So your plan could be, I don't know, Billwerk Plus Optimize XYZ blah blah blah, but then when you showcase it outside, you want to just call it a starter plan or a professional plan or a premium plan. But internally it may have sort of a different nomenclature, etc. And then sometimes you want to have the same plan, but you want to call it differently based on whatever it could be. So you could just create a hosted pages product and map it to the same plan, or you can create multiple of those products and map it to the same plan with have sort of different names, etc., etc. And then you can, of course, have add-ons mapped to it. You can have additional cost discounts, etc.
So even in here, I can add it on.
And you can always sort of define what information you want to collect at a checkout level, etc. So maybe before going into the configuration part, maybe just let me show how a hosted page looks like. So this is what a hosted page look like. So I have this hosted page where I have just currently shown.
You're not showing it.
Oh, sorry. Share this tab.
Yay.
Yeah. Okay. So right now, if you see, this is my hosted page, and I show just like one product. So maybe let me go back to my existing one, and what I will do is I will edit this hosted page, and this is where I'll come to the configuration of what a hosted page is. So this is sort of your
It's like a page with the plans on.
It's a page with all the plans which you can use. You can embed it in your sort of ecosystem, where you take your users, your customers, and then they can pick the right plan that they want. They can fill in their information. They can put the payment method, and then they become a customer of yours. So you don't have to have an additional integration or some kind of a creation where your plans are displayed somewhere else, and then you have to sort of do some kind of an integration with the plans. It's kind of
so you have
it's a pre-made, exactly,
everything in the same package,
exactly. And so you can define the URLs, and as in what happens when the payment is successful, or if somebody cancels. You can also define what language you can show these products on this particular hosted page. As you can right now see, there are only 3 languages that are visible, and you must be wondering why only 3 languages. Should I segue into translation features, and I can come back to this again?
I think we should continue with the hosted pages.
Okay, cool. So as you can see, there are 3 languages available here, but in total there are 17 languages that you can, including English, that you can show your hosted pages in. 17. And this is where I think Verity had a question, which payment methods to use. So you can define which payment methods could be usable. So right now, because I only have the cards that are set up, so I can only show credit cards. And then right now I have only this one product. So let me just add product 2, and I'm going to add product 3. Or maybe let me create a new hosted page. Let's just create a new one. New hosted page. And I'm gonna make it in English. And I'm gonna maybe just play around. Because my brand color is something, so I want it to look exactly like what my brand color is. I don't remember our brand color number, so I'm just gonna. It's somewhere with green, but yeah, I should have memorized that hue, but unfortunately I haven't. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add 1, and let's say I'm gonna add 2, and I have all the 3 products available. And let me just click submit. And this is my new one, and let me share this tab inside. So you can see that I have some pages here available, and you can see this is the badge that I created, and this is the badge that I added on those particular products. Let's do one thing. Let's maybe go back and add some more information. Because obviously if you have certain plans or products, you obviously want to talk about what the benefits of them are, right? So
Sushant, now you're showing just one page, right? That's just provide, you just generated a link from a system. And so I can actually use this within an email or Oh, that's nice.
So I'm gonna say, and then here, you can always say new or premium, or you could say out of this world. And when you say highlight, this is nothing but this kind of becomes like the centerpiece, because enough research and analysis they say that people are always gravitated towards the plan in the middle.
You need to check which type
of sorry. I wish I could just share my screen, without have to work. Sorry, I'm just creating a new product, and then I am going to say, let me map it back to 1, and yeah, this is where I will define the benefits. So here I will say you get 5 seats, and then my benefit 2 is unlimited data hosting. Let's maybe add your example of 1 champagne bottle a month, and I will add maybe 1 more benefit, which is 1 vodka. I hope I'm not breaking any laws by mentioning alcohol. in a
No.
webinar. It's fine, right? Okay. I just want to be sure. Bottom or right. Okay. And let's click on submit. So I have defined that, and that's in this particular one, right? Yeah, okay. I mean, it's an unusual combination of 5 seats and data hosting and champagne. But since this is a demo,
Best plan ever.
yeah, everybody is going to buy this plan. So I'm going to just create a hosted page. Say 3, and I'm going to choose my demo product 1, and I'm going to choose, let's say, English. Click on submit.
So now you have 3.
I have 3.
Yeah.
So I can have multiple pages, multiple plans and products. I can decide, sometimes I only want to show 2 plans. But sometimes I only want to focus on 1 plan.
Yeah.
So based on what your marketing approach is, or based on what your thought is that, oh, we only want to right now promote these plans. And then you can also decide how you want to, create these different plans for different geographies or different regions.
Yeah, I was about to ask that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can actually, in one and the same solution, you can actually have variety for all different kind of countries, for all the different kind of personas. So meaning that you can actually set up 3 different plans if you have like 3 different customers that you want to target.
Yeah. I think I chose the wrong product.
Oh.
This was our product.
Okay, so now because I'm like working in marketing, right? And I'm doing a lot of things in the same time. And obviously I will do the mistake of creating a plan in euros. And then I wanted to create a hosted pages, but that hosted pages is in DKK. Can I do that? Can I mix that up? And
yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me see. Maybe I'm missing something. This was my product. Yeah, this is my demo. Let me just change the name. Yeah, this is my champagne plan, and I will create hosted pages.
Just to let you know, Sushant, time is flying.
Oh, okay.
We have some questions, so if you could show this and maybe go back to the part with the languages.
Yeah, so I just want to quickly go back to the checkout flow. So your customers can fill in their information. They can click on proceed to pay, and this is where you will see. So right now, because in the demo account or in the trial account, as we call it, there's only sort of card payments available. So that's why you see
test it.
Exactly. So you can actually see how the whole flow works. So I'm going to quickly go 99 and 123. So as you can see, the test card information is also available. So when you are testing it out, you can always sort of see, okay, what's happening, what's not. And you can say paths challenge. You see that only because if it's a test account, and then you're able to sort of complete the whole flow. Regarding the translation, so this is where the language configuration exists. So here you can see the different languages that are currently available. Whenever you want to make your plans and add-ons visible in a certain particular language, particular geography, you can just add them from here. Sorry.
So next, I have a question from Andreas about this part about they're planning of doing or selling subscription to magazine and want to know if you could add an address to the process, to the fields where you fill out the information.
If this is for magazine subscription, again we have an enterprise product that actually does that. And Andreas, where is Andreas from? Is he from Germany?
It doesn't say here.
Okay.
Maybe we can reach out later.
Yeah. So
he's from Norway.
Okay. So our enterprise product Plenigo, Andreas, is actually the engine behind Frankfurter Allgemein and some of and some of the biggest publications in Germany. So they have actually a suite of features, or that enterprise product has that suite of features which is specifically designed for subscription for print and digital subscription products. So happy to connect with Andrea specifically, because in certain cases I think there's also an identity check that is required if you are buying certain magazines which are and then in certain cases you also need to sort of make sure that if the delivery did happen, then you want to give an extra issue to the customer, or you want to give 2 free issues. And then in magazines and print, quite often the use case is that I want to pause my subscription for 3 months, but I still want issues next month. So you have all of these specific digital and print
all that abilities, maybe also to move the subscription.
Exactly.
If you're going abroad.
Or you just want to change your delivery address for certain issues. So those use cases are handled much better in our Plenigo product.
We have like 4 minutes left.
Oh, really? Okay, that was quick. Maybe let me just mention 2 things before I can get into the questions. So translations is where you can enable different languages. Oh, sorry. Share this tab. Sorry. So under customer communications, you will see this feature called as translations. And this is where you can add all of those languages that I spoke about, that you want your content to be available. And you can add them, but only once all the content has been configured. You will have to explicitly make it enabled. Only then the content will be available or visible. So very quickly, so on plans, if you have an existing plan, you create a plan and you'll see a tab here called as translate. And this is where you can define the content of the plan in different languages. So you can see Italian here, Spanish, German, Danish.
So you have to choose the languages before you can actually do the translation.
Exactly. Similar for add-ons. You can, once you've created an add-on, you need to click on translate, and then you will get all of these informations that you can configure for that language. And not to forget, very important, that same applies for email templates. So we have all of these email templates for different stages of your subscription and for your transaction. These also you can configure in these languages. So did I enable the language? Wait, I hope I have translations. Let me phone. If I go to email templates. As you can see, you have all of these templates already available. In fact, we have these templates pre-written and pre-made already.
Okay, so you don't have to.
So you don't have to create things from scratch. You can, of course, edit them and say, hey, this is this. I don't want my template to look like this. I would rather change it, or I would want to create a new one. So
we have 2 questions that I think we should try to answer before. Roland is asking, what steps must be taken outside Billwerk if payment by invoice is to be offered by software subscriptions? Is Billwerk linked to a bank account for this?
Is Billwerk linked to a bank?
Yeah, so if I understand it correctly, Roland, that is, if you have like a subscription for, for SaaS, like our own product, right? So if you're using that by invoice, can you do an invoice by in our subscription solution, or do you need to be attached to like a billing or accounting system to do that, to generate that invoice?
Oh, no, you can generate invoices from here itself.
Yeah.
We have an invoices and credit note feature. We can now generate invoices in PDF as well.
Yeah.
And very soon you'll be also able to generate invoices in the languages of the customer. So you can localize your invoices as well.
Okay, so you can choose whether you will have, the payment doing in credit card or whatever, or in invoice.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe that's another webinar.
Yeah.
Well, then, anyway, I will take and reach out to you so you get a full explanation and not just those few words. Frederick's also wondering, are you considering making it possible to have a plan with variable pricing, like for donations where the user chooses a fixed amount a month?
You mean user chosen?
Yeah. So
wow,
I'm supporting free plastic, and I've chosen to donate like 45 crowns every month. And can that be fixed, or will you do that, in different kind of plans? Then you have to choose the plan, or will it be like up to the user themselves choosing the amount?
Honestly, I have not thought about it because this is a scenario where the customer decides the price of the plan. And but that's an interesting use case, Roland. We are considering advanced pricing mechanisms for plans. So I think this would be a very interesting use case for nonprofits and for donation-based subscriptions where the end customer decides how much they want to pay. We don't have that right now, but definitely worth considering.
Yeah, interesting. Verity has the last question before we have to close down. So I can do subscriptions, recurring billing, or one-off invoices. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think we had this option here where you can do on demand as well. Maybe let me just create one. You can do.
Oh yes. So you can actually choose that as a.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think the one thing that we of course didn't cover was the customer portal. So instead of your customers reaching out to you for doing a lot of different operations, we also have a portal where the customers can manage their subscriptions by themselves. I think short of time, but I think this is again an interesting feature we could cover where customers can see all of their invoices. They can pause their subscription, edit their subscription and things like that, change their payment methods, change their information.
And that's also by link, right?
Yes.
So you don't even have to have a CMS or something like that or CRM where you actually control your customers' details. So that is handled by Optimize and has every opportunity.
I'm willing to extend for maybe 5 minutes just to show this.
Will that be okay?
If people want to stick
We're
around.
already 3 minutes past.
We are okay. Well, let's see. This is a customer, and I'm gonna. So again, another feature. What I spoke about the languages. As you can see, all of these languages are available. So when you create a customer and you choose the language, all the communication to that customer goes in that particular language that you have.
And that's pre-filled.
No, you can. Okay. You need to set it explicitly. Otherwise, the communication goes into the default language of your account.
Okay.
And here you have all the 16 languages you have chosen, but it only goes to if you have configured your email templates, etc. Maybe let me just create this and let me try and go to customer portal, and I would say this. Let me first maybe add a subscription to this customer. I have created a customer and I'm going to create a subscription, and I'm going to give this customer this particular.
What you're actually showing now is that you can control everything in the admin also.
Yeah.
So if you have a support calling in, hey, I can't find a plan, can you just add into it or whatever, then you can actually handle everything here.
Yeah. So and this we've made it really simple by just having sort of a one-time password functionality instead of a logging password, because otherwise it again becomes an overhead for even the merchants to manage. So the customers can just put in their email address. it sends them a one-time password. And if you can see, this is a subscription that I created for this customer. The customer can come here and they can just, change their information, their address, they can change their language, etc. As you can see, the interface for the customer is also available in the languages that you have enabled. And you can pause the subscription start, and they can add, payment method information, etc. Because we only have credit cards currently enabled. That's the only information. And
that's the one we chose
exactly
in a demo here.
And then they can also see all of their invoices as well, that are for their particular subscription.
Can they download their invoice here?
Yes, they can. I need to enable this setting here, where I would go and I would say turn on PDF invoice creation. And that's another in-depth feature. We've run out of time, but this just goes on. So you can define, what you want to put in your invoice, your epilogue, prelogue, footer column. Then you can also add customer handle, debtor ID, account ID, VAT ID, all of that information.
Okay. So by that feature, you can actually have, a subscription for both like B2C and B2B in the same platform.
So one of the things that additionally for B2B, I want to mention here that we're also working on the reverse charge functionality. So if you're a B2B customer, specifically in, let's say, Denmark, and then your business customer is in another country, and you of course want to skip the VAT, the VAT on the invoice, that's a specific functionality that we're currently working on. So if you are a merchant who has that kind of a use case, happy to speak and maybe give you a sneak peek into what's that.
I don't think this is the last webinar we and I think we should, in the respect of people's time, I think we should start closing it down. On the final notes, of course, we hope that you learned a lot. There is a lot of features in our little system here. That's maybe a little bit few words to say that. But anyhow, for you that raised a question and all, we'll get back to you and make sure that you got the right information that was required. And of course, we'll reach out to make sure that you were satisfied with this webinar. The recordings and everything will be shared in an email. And if so, please reach out. Both Sushant and I will be there and answer any questions if needed. And of course, we can support you with other details as well if it's required. So thank you so much for participating. It's been a joy, and thank you for coming to Copenhagen. That's actually pretty nice, Sushant, to have this with me. So thank you all for participating and have a wonderful day.